Vikings and Hendon Hooker at pick 23? What? All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus, and a lot of Daniel Jeremiah stirring the pot today by putting Hendon Hooker to the Vikings in round 1 at pick 23.
Yep. And before we hop in that, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that button, like the videos, comment as well. We'd love to hear what you guys think. Also drop hashtag 9,000 in the comments when we figure out what we're going to give away for the 9,000 giveaway. But yes, Daniel Jeremiah creating all kinds of a ruckus with his mock draft today. And you know what? Before we get into the actual player and the pick and where he's coming off the board, this may just be what Daniel Jeremiah was trying to do with this mock. Create some controversy, get more clicks, make people like us create videos, and then they're going to look at his mock draft.
You know what? I thought the same thing. I went back and looked at some of his mock drafts at the same time of the year. He doesn't do this. There's been anything weird like this. I wanted to find a really good example where he just has some random guy also just plopped in the first round. And aside, I mean, last year he had Malik Willis at this point, but everybody did. I mean, that wasn't anything crazy. So this really isn't Daniel Jeremiah's style. I confirmed it, which concerns me.
The other thing, too, is that he was also at the combine talking about the fit for Hendon Hooker going to the Vikings. So it's something he's believing. I mean, I don't know if he has any inside sources. I didn't read his write-up on it, and I'm not going to. But maybe it's just a fit he feels strongly about. And if the Vikings want him, he feels they got to pull the trigger at 23.
Yeah, I mean, his explanation was basically the Vikings are doing their due diligence at the quarterback position, and he was the only one left, is what I got from it. But he is also a big Hooker guy. I mean, he loves him. And you know what? Maybe he fell in love with him.
He loves Hooker. It's good.
Well, I think we all do deep down. So first off, Hooker, I'm gonna let you take it, but Hooker at 23, what would you do?
What would I do? It'd probably be a lot like when we took Christian Ponder at 12.
No.
Absolute shock. It wouldn't even be, it wasn't even on my radar of being a possibility until this mock came out today. So if it would have happened without this, I think it would have been floor, jaw on the floor, and then probably a lot of anger and angst.
Yeah, this would be, I mean, the Ponder one, yes, it's pretty comparable, but I think it's like 70 times worse. Like I'd rather draft Ponder right now. We might as well. They're probably the same age than Hooker. So this would be, it would just so gross.
Well, and I know you're much lower on Hooker than I am as a prospect. I like him in round 3. The age doesn't concern me as much. Quarterbacks play well into their 30s, even 36, 37. That's not rare. So you can still get this guy. He's 25 now. I think he turns 26 at the start of the season. Yeah, he'd be 27 by the time he actually starts, but you can still get 8 good years out of him. And to me, that's fine. But with that combined with the injury he's coming off of, I don't think you can pull the trigger on him before the 3rd round.
Well, here's my issue with Hooker is reading all the draft profile. I mean, people a lot smarter than me saying that he's not even ready. I mean, it's one thing if he was like this 25-year-old seasoned guy that could plug and play. It's perfect. He can come sit for a year. He's not ready. He's not ready to even go. They keep saying about how much he still has to what's the word? Season like his from everything. And everybody puts it on the Tennessee offense where pretty much anybody can succeed there. He's got a one read throw, boom, done. So it's stuff like that where I could get over the age, but he's not even ready. So we can say he's 26, 27 the first time he gets out there, he might not even get out there then. That's the worst part.
I mean, you don't have to force him on the field. He can sit there and learn behind Cousins for a year. So it's not like he's going to be in a position where he's got to get out there and start playing. I mean, you can definitely sit there, learn, be in practice every week. And I think you can, by the time you do see the field, be much more ready than obviously he is right now coming out of school. But I think another thing we have to talk about here is one thing that I think Kwesi did very well last year is knowing value positions and where guys should and may be coming off the board. He knew he can move down to 32 and still get Lewis seen. Him pulling the trigger on Hooker at 23 seems very much against what, the way he reads the boards and understands players' values. I mean, 23 is way too high for Hooker, and I think Kwesi would know that.
I mean, even his age, he's pretty much almost out of the range where we would sign him as a free agent. So this does not fit Kwesi's MO at all. And when you say like he gets a year behind Cousins, that's great, but he's still going to have 2 or 3 years of bumps in the road being a brand new quarterback. So if he were to make the playoffs after sitting a year behind Cousins, he'd be 27 when he gets into the playoffs for the first time. I mean, that's a lofty goal to make the playoffs your first year. So this dude's going to be like 29, 30 before he's actually ready to like make an impact in the NFL. It's a joke.
Okay. You can't put him at 30 before he's ready. That's a little extreme, but it doesn't take him that long. I mean, it's not like we have a lot of quarterbacks come out and say, "Oh my God, he's so far from playing," and they come in and you see like in a year and a half they're ready to go. Coaches coach him up. Coaches do their job. It's not like he's going to sit there and just be like, "Oh my God, I cannot take a snap under center. I can't read defenses." They'll get worked up. He'll figure that out.
Well, before he transferred to Tennessee, he wasn't doing dick in a pro style offense. He goes to Tennessee, which is not a pro style offense, spread offense, and rips it up. That's the biggest concern with him. Again, it's not even the age. It's just like he's not ready. So I would like this guy in like round 5.
No,
he's not going to be there. But
I'd be fine in round 3. I'd be definitely fine in round 3. Again, but I just can't see Kwesi reaching like that. To me, that's a desperation move on the Vikings' part. And they don't have to do it this year. They can wait a year. They got Kirk Cousins under contract. They don't have to force the quarterback right now. So if it was a different situation where, they had no one, I could see it maybe making a little more sense. But right now, the Vikings are a year away from having to get that quarterback in the future.
Yeah, this it makes 0 sense. Does not fit Kwesi. I don't think it's going to happen. No way in hell. I think that dude could be there in round 4. They still wouldn't take him. I don't see how it just doesn't match him. It does not match him whatsoever. We got a year, and I mean, this guy's older than Justin Herbert. He's older than, I mean, you could list off these guys that he's older than right now.
Was he older than Brandon Weeden when he was drafted?
No, but Brandon Weeden was horrible because he wasn't ready. Hendon Hooker. No, thank you. Pick 23. It would be, I mean, you see these videos, the TV is flying out in the yards. It wouldn't be that, but it would just be, it would be a shock. And Kwesi would be packing his shit the next year.
Are you, does this make you worried at all that it might happen? Because I'm really, it's not even like in a realm of possibility for me.
No, I don't think there's any way in hell it happens. I think Hendon Hook, I think he will go in like round 2. I think a team will just be like a team that's maybe like fits him a little bit better than the Vikings does, where maybe he can actually get on the field more, go through those bumps and bruises, but he does not fit this team. He does not fit it at all. And he's going to be gone before round 3. So I'm not even worried about us taking him in round 3.
I'm not worried about it. Yeah, like you said, I think he doesn't make it to 87, and 23 is too early. So he won't be a Viking, though I would definitely take him in round 3.
Leave it to the Raiders. They'll take him in round 1, and it'll be wonderful. And
if Mayock was there,
it's going to be one of those picks where it's like, holy shit, yes.
I love those picks.
Yeah, it's going to be somebody crazy. It's not going to be the Vikings.
All right, well, let us know what you think of Hendon Hooker at 23. Would it make you sick? Would it make you happy? Is it way too soon? Is it way too late? Would you take him around 4 or 3? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget #9000. And remember this. Male humans produce enough sperm in 2 weeks to impregnate every fertile female on the planet.
Wow.
Look